Hi, my name is Bob and welcome to the homestead, y'all. Well, today's a proud day for me. I bought this anvil a few weeks ago at an estate sale that a friend of ours was having. Unfortunately, her parents passed away within 11 days of each other. But her father brought this anvil down from Massachusetts back in the early 1980s. So he owned this anvil for 43 years or so, and it's really neat that I got the history on this anvil. But they were having an estate sale and we were able to go, and I was fortunate enough to be able to pick up this beautiful anvil. I picked up another large piece. I'll show you that in another video. It's another great piece that I'm really proud of, and both of these are going to go in my shop, and I'm going to use them until I'm unable to. And then they'll be passed on to one of my grandchildren, probably, if they want it. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to clean this anvil up. It's dirty. It's not in real bad shape. It does have some bad edges on it, a few nicks out of it. The front of the horn right here has been beat up pretty bad, the tip of the horn. I hope. But overall, this anvil is in great shape. What are you doing, Hope? So today what we're going to do is I have some degreaser in my bucket and a brush. We're going to clean it up. Take a look at it. I have cleaned up this side that has the name on it and the weight. It's in hundredweight. But this is a Peter Wright Anvil. It was made between 1890 and 1909. So it's been on this earth for 120, 130 plus years, depending on what year it was made. So it'll probably be here way after I'm long gone, and probably many generations after me. But it's a 371 pound anvil. That's not counting the stand. What is it, Hope? The stand probably weighs about 60 or 70 pounds. So that takes it over 400 pounds, the whole thing. I can move it around a little bit, but I just use the tractor with the forks. So once I get it cleaned up, then we're going to put a coat of Johnson's paste wax on it. We'll get the torch out here and just heat it up to where the wax will melt into it. And then we'll spray it with some Sta-Bil rust protector. That'll protect this anvil. I'm anxious to get the forge fired up and get some hot steel on this thing and work some steel. I've got a few projects I need to finish up. I need to make a handle for my wife's grandfather's vise that we were able to get. It's a nice old reed vise, and I'll post that video when I get it finished, but I need to make a handle for it, so that'll probably be the first hot steel I use this anvil for. And I'm excited to get that going. I'm excited to get that vise fixed and get it in the shop, get it on a workbench, and put it back to work. It was a 1943 Reed 105R vise. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get started cleaning on this thing. Alright, let me give you a closer look. This anvil has so much character. You can see the face of it and the horn. But it's just a beautiful piece of history. Has a little bit of paint. I think the only thing I'm going to do is take my drill with a wire wheel, knock off the surface rust before I put some Johnson's paste wax on it. And then I'll have to get me a wrench and get those bolts out and separate it from the stand, dry, and protect the bottom of it. But as you can see, it's just beautiful. Over 3 feet long from end to end, 5, almost 6 inches across. Alright, now the only thing I got left is to take my drill with a wire wheel. I'm going to use my drill and not my angle grinder with a wire wheel. I don't want to take off any steel, especially on this side where the marks are. They're really hard to see as it is. So I sure don't want to take anything off of that. And I don't even think I'm going to take what little bit of paint's on it. You know, there's paint in a few spots. And I'm just going to leave that. I think it gives it character. I'm going to be using this thing. It's not a showpiece, so I think I'll leave all. You can see there's some paint there and some yellow paint there. I think it just gives it character. All I want to do is protect it and keep it from rusting. Okay, now that we have our anvil cleaned and degreased, I took my wire brush on my drill and just hit some of the light rust spots. There's just a few little spots left, but nothing that's going to hurt anything. Now we're going to hit it with some Johnson's paste wax. And all we're going to do, the only thing we're going to do is just put a light coating on this. On every piece of metal, we'll get a light coating on it. And it's a little bit warm out here today, so it should melt in good. But if you're doing this and it's not warm, you can just take you a propane torch and just heat it up a little bit, and it'll melt it and put it right in all the crevices. So it's real easy to do. This Johnson's paste wax, and any kind of paste wax that you might have, if you don't have Johnson's, will help protect the steel, help keep it from rusting. And then when we get done with this, we're going to do the next step. We're going to spray a light coat of oil and protectant on it. But for now, I'm going to get busy getting a coat of wax on this thing. Once you get to using the surface of your anvil, the face of it, especially with hot steel on it, it is going to melt this wax off, and it's real easy just to go back and put a coat, especially if you're not going to use your anvil for a while. You can just go back and grab your rag out of your paste wax and just put a light coat on it, and that'll protect it from rusting. On these sides where it's a little rougher, I might take my torch and come back and hit this real quick, just with a light propane torch, just to melt this wax and get it down in all the little crevices real well. But once we spray our protectant oil on it, our Stay-Bil oil, that's gonna fill all the crevices up. It doesn't take long. Even an anvil this size, you can do it in about 5 to 10 minutes. So it's a real easy process. Anywhere it's rough, make sure you get plenty of wax. Anywhere that it's rough, just dip your rag down in your wax and get plenty of wax in there. And then all the holes in here, that's what we'll do. We'll spray our oil all up in those holes. Got everything. Now I'm going to go grab my little propane torch and just hit it lightly, just enough to melt this wax and get it down in all the little crevices. There's a bunch of them. Okay. You can see that wax heat up and turn into a liquid. Doesn't take it but just a second. Okay, last but not least, stay bill. What I'm using here is stay bill. It's a corrosion inhibitor, rust stopper. This stuff works great. If you've never used it, I highly recommend it. It's just wonderful when it comes to protecting metal of any kind. I highly recommend this. Make sure you get up in all the holes. Just give it a good coating. The hardy hole, pritchel hole. I keep all kinds of old t-shirts for rags. If I pick them up someplace, a lot of times I just get them give to me. So I usually cut me a piece. After it sits on there for a minute or two, I'll just take a clean cotton rag and I'll just wipe down the entire surface. Make sure this has got a good coating all the way around. Just wipe the excess off. I'm not really cleaning and trying to wipe it all off. I want it to stay on. But just to smooth it out and make sure everything's protected well. Now, like I said before, whenever I start putting hot steel on this, it's going to, of course, burn it off. And that's just fine. We'll just slap another coat of Johnson's paste wax or the rust stopper on it. Most of that's just going to be the surface anyhow, the face of it. So it won't be that big a deal. And we'll keep our anvil protected and keep it from rusting. And keep it in service for years, hopefully. Hopefully I get to use this thing for years. I live that long. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions or comments about preserving an anvil, protecting an anvil, please leave them below. If you know of a better way, let me know. And I want to keep it preserved as best I can. I'm no expert by any means, but this is a technique that I use on all my metal, and it works great. So if you have any comments on the anvil itself, please leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.